As always, we'll try to make this as quick as possible, not take up too much of your time. Monster set, we're going to go with Marsalok. 5 piece, we're going with Ravaging. Um, this will proc like 100% of the time for you with the Crux Weaver armor. Every time you're attacked, it applies minor breach to the target that's attacking you. So this Ravager uptime is insane. It's 146 weapon spell damage times 4, and then once you get to the 5th stack, it the duration goes to 10 seconds. And I've been tracking it with buff timers, and this thing is just constantly up. It's a very, very good set on Arcanist because of that armor passive of applying minor breach. Other good 5 piece sets you could do is like Serpent's Disdain, which makes the status effects last 16 seconds or 16 seconds longer, as we do have every status effect in the game on this build. There's Dragon's Appetite, Ken Marchers. When you could even do something like Clever Rock, but the downtime on that's going to be a problem, I think. So we do have one druid, one trainee to get our health up, 3 reinforced, um, 4 impen, 1 light, 3 heavy, 3 medium. We do have a reduced cost on our magic and stam abilities here. I thought that this made the build feel significantly better. With death dealers, again, getting more health to help stack our shields. 3 bloodthirsty weapon spell damage on the other rings. Then we have the master dual wield front bar, a charged mace with poison, and a Nirnhorn sword with drain magicka, because that there was the last status effect in the games that I didn't have, so I just went ahead and put it on there. And back bar, we are going with the Vate Ice Staff, defending with a increased weapon spell damage glyph on it. Let's take a look at the CP. We're going with Ironclad, Wraithful Strikes, Force of Nature, Thaumarage, and our red CP, Celerity, Bastion to increase our shields, Sustained by Suffering, and Survival Instincts. Let's take a look here. We have all of our points in health to get the biggest shields that we can get. We are using the Serpent Mundus Stone. We are stage 3 Vamp, using Smoked Bear Haunch, and we are a Khajiit. So the recovery feels really, really solid, especially with this reduced cost here. As far as skills go, this class is it's very unique in the fact that it doesn't really have like a burst ability. It doesn't have like shocks or uh, spectral bow, power of the light, the necromancer's blast bones. It doesn't have an ability to combo your damage with, so that's why this is a very popular setup. Marsalok, Master Dual Wield, Vate Ice Staff on a lot of builds, but I feel like this class here needs it more than any of them, as it doesn't have a burst ability really built into it. I mean, you can't dizzy swing people on this class. There's nothing to combo with. The vines, the tentacles here are, it's a weak execute. It's not gonna hit hard on enemies above 50% health. The beam again is okay in like group play. Solo, the beam you're gonna have a hard time. When you're just standing there casting beam, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And again, it's real clunky. It doesn't hit your targets all the time, even though you'll be aiming right at them. It's just, I think it's a position desync that's pretty bad in this game, considering this game you don't actually have to aim, but the beam you do. So it's something that ZeniMax probably never worked on, was like position desync, as you don't have to aim in the game anyway. So, uh, anyways, Rending Slashes, Camo Hunter, Vigor Front Bar, uh, the Tentacles, and then we have our Major Brutality and Sorcery here. Back Bar, Race Against Time, Ellie Sus, Impervious, Rune Word, Evolving Runeman, our heal. This is our shield, this is our heal, and then our armor here, which is going to be applies minor breach, and that's what we went with the Ravager set. Oh, and the ultimates, this is the big shield that you get. It's actually really strong. The shield's like it makes you so tanky while you have it. The damage that goes out afterwards, I didn't really notice too much, even though you do see it hit. I didn't check the tooltips on it, but I'm pretty sure I never had like a great like moment where they just blew up. So it's more of just a defense. It's for defense, not for offense, so far. And then our ultimate, we were going with the Tides King Gaze again. It's like a Destro ult. I think it hits a little bit harder, but you're gonna have to drop this and then try to immobilize them with your tentacles to keep them in there. As most people just run away from it, even though it does chase them. So sometimes you can lock them in, sometimes you can't. It's hit or miss. Uh, but I was messing with the stun here. Took off Camo Hunter, which I didn't like that at all. You feel I think I felt a pretty significant drop in damage. You know, Camo Hunter is huge. You get that major Savagery and Prophecy, and Minor Berserk, and then the Fighter's Guild passive. So this is just a lot of damage when you drop it that you lose just for a stun. So I think it felt better just using the Tentacle. Maybe in like 1v1 situations, you might want that more. I'm not sure. It just felt clunky using the stun, taking you out of a global cooldown too. Uh, But yeah, other ultimates you can use here is the Tides Gaze feels a little clunky at times, even though I do like it when it does work, where you can land it. You can go with Dawnbreaker, dual wield. I was using Lacerate. You can see the pressure significantly, and that heal that you get. I don't have the Morph version yet, but that heal was nice to be able to stay aggro a little bit longer, fighting outnumbered. Back bar, you could easily just go with. Um, what we have here. You could easily go with undo back here. I just kept this to just feel it out. It's a very expensive ultimate for defense. 196 ult just to pop a shield to survive. Undo might be more consistent for you. You could always rock a. I was trying to level up Eye of Storm for my Destro ult, and, instead of using the Tides Gaze, I'd probably use like Lacerate Dawnbreaker here and have the Destro ultimate on the back bar instead of Tide's Gaze. That way, with this, Eye of the Storm will follow you, and then that way you can always stay on your target unless you get CC'd or snared. But I think it'd be easier to stay on your targets against the better players with um, Eye of the Storm compared to the Tide King's Gaze. Even though Gaze hits harder, it's just going to be a lot harder to hit good players as they're just going to kite it. If you after you get your stun in, they're just going to kite out of it. So overall, the thoughts on this class is it's an interesting class without having that burst um, ability built in. I'm not really sure how I feel about it just yet. At times, it felt really good because of the pressure of Rending Slashes and Vade Ice Staff and Marcelok. And then when you hit him with an ultimate, catch them off guard, maybe with like a decent tentacle with the Bloodthirsty that we have on. So it was working at times. Against some of the better players, it really wasn't working. But that's all classes, though. I think in this day and age in ESO, it's really hard to outplay like a good player versus a good player. So I think that's how it is with every class. But it has really good pressure. I wouldn't say the best pressure. It's probably close to like a DK pressure-wise, except for you're missing like a corrosive or a molten whip, which is huge to finish off your target. So we're gonna stick to it. I'm gonna keep playing it. I might change off of Khajiit, maybe go Orc um, to get some more movement speed, since I do have 3 Bloodthirsty, no Swift, and then get a little bit more value out of our Marcelok and Fade Ice Staff, higher weapon spell damage. Not too sure though. Maybe even drop Ironclad for another DPS. But at that point, I did feel without Rallying Cry. I did get hit by some Nightblades pretty hard out there. And another thing too about this class is a lot of people talk about how tanky it is. I really don't feel that just yet. I mean, I think any class you can build to be very tanky, but if you're trying to do DPS on this class, which I am, besides the health and this 1 second of this shield, it's not really a very tanky class in my opinion. I mean, I have Vigor, which is always just going to be your vigor heal, and this heal here, uh, which isn't a very strong heal. I mean, your shield in Cyrodiil is 15k at first, and then it drops down, as you can see here, cut in half to about a little bit over 7.5k on my stamp sword. I think at 36, 37k, 35k health. Pretty sure my hardened ward is a bigger shield than that, so not too sure why a lot of people. I guess if you're building for DPS with this class, you're not going to be as tanky as some of the other people out there that play this class. I know there's a lot of abilities out here that can make the class a lot tankier, but if you want to do damage, I don't see. You might have to lose Camo Hunter and Race Against Time to become a little bit tankier, or if you want to have the stun. So I'll keep playing with it, keep messing around, let you guys know how things are coming along. So. Anyways, with that said, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment below if you have any tips, tricks, or whatever it may be. See you guys out there in Cyrodiil, BGs. Have a great day. Have a great night. Thank you again.